Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm going to go through some of these props for the playing games today. So, if you scroll down to the bottom of the site, you can find the games from yesterday. So, got the money line, the spread, and the total on the Portland and Phoenix game, and the it saved the pre postseason modification ones down here. That one missed the spread, got the total. After the postseason modifications, it was actually correct on the total and or correct on the spread and wrong on the total. It had predicted like 116 to 112, something like that, 115 to 112 Charlotte. So either way, one of them missed, one of them was right. So we'll go up here, find today's game. So we'll start with the Orlando and the Philly game. And so you'll see different dates down here, or the same date for different predictions. If you look at the 415, the closest ones are going to be these middle two. Yesterday, as I was working on this, I was trying to fix some issues on the site too, and I thought it would just overwrite it. Apparently, it saved it each time. So it has a few different predictions on there, but that's why there's multiple for the 13th and the 14th. The 15th is the new postseason model, so that's what we're gonna go off today. So it does like Philly to win this game, 119 and a half to 116.7. So it's about 3 points on the spread. So it is Philly side on the spread. It is also way over what they have for the total right now. Some of that's going to be because Embiid is out. I'm sure they brought it down a little bit, maybe playoffs too. So they'll expect a little bit tighter defense. But we're going to start off with Jalen Suggs for 2 3 pointers. So he will be on the road today. Overall, he's hit this line in 76% of his last 25 games. He's hit it in 64.9% of his overall games this season, averaging 2.1 on the season and 2.5 in the last 25. The model has him predicted at 2.5 on the road. He has been a little bit worse. He's been at 48%, only averaging 1.9, but recently he's been doing really well on the road. That's why I went with this one. He's missed only two times in the last, 12 games, it looks like. So, really solid on the road recently. A lot of those even have been three or better. There's only two other ones that hit two. The rest of those, four of the 12, were at three or better. In a playoff game, I would expect him to be getting the minutes, getting some looks and taking them. If you want to look at what he's done against close competition, this actually did tighten up a little bit. It is more lineup driven on some of the similarities. It's not just how the team has been doing, but now that it's got the postseason layers in there, it did dig a little bit more into who played when, who didn't, and put a little more emphasis on the games that the model found to be more playoff type of an environment for the matchup. So for Jalen Suggs, like I said, looks really good on that. Even if you want to go down here, you can see who he's done it against. He had 7 against Boston. He had 4 against Chicago, 3 against New Orleans, 3 against Dallas, 2 against Toronto. The last one he missed was against Charlotte. He missed against Atlanta, and then Miami, Milwaukee, Minnesota. All the rest of those did hit. So on the road, he's been doing really well. Ever since he's come back, he obviously missed a lot of games earlier in the season, but I think Jalen Suggs for 2 3 pointers could be a decent option for a parlay. It is at about minus 225. If you wanted to go up to three, I think it could be a good single option that would get you much closer to like minus 120, maybe plus odds. I'm not sure exactly where that fell, but as far as the parlay odds, I do like two. The next one I'm going to look at is going to be VJ Edgecombe for 5 rebounds. So he will be at home. We'll look at the overall real quick. So it's giving him a 67% chance to hit 5. He has averaged 6 in the last 25 games, hitting that 5 line in 76% of the games. He is projected to hit 6.1 by the model today. And in the full season, he's averaging 5.6, and he's hit 5 in 68% of the games. So to just look at the home games, the most recent 25 is at 64% hit rate and 5.7 on the average. So it is a little bit less. He has had some that have hit 4 and 3. But recently at home, he has hit 5 of the last 6 have been 6 or better. Looks pretty good to me. He is projected to hit 6, like I said. 5.5 average on the season at home, and he's hit that line in 67.6% of the games. You go down, so the misses are going to be Miami in similar games, and that's the only one. Well, Orlando also. So a game against that, but that was all the way back on October 27th, very beginning of the season, probably the first game of the season even. And I think he's a rookie, so I believe that this would be a good option, though. He's been hitting it a lot better recently, so I think that would be another good one for that game. This one I'm not entirely sure on, but with Embiid out, I do still think it could be a solid option. So if you look at Kelly Oubre, on the season, he has hit 5 rebounds in 60% of the last 25, 48% on the whole season, averaging 5 or better both on the season and in the last 25. If you go to home games, it's about the same, 5.3. So this actually will be all of the home games because he's only played 23 home games this year. So he's averaging 5.3. He's hit it in over half of those games. And recently, he missed it here, but he got it in the other 4 of the last 5, 2 more in the 3 before that. So the green dots are below. Those are the most similar matchups by the model. So that's something that is a little concerning to me. I wrote him down at 4. That would save this one right here and give him the last 5 and 7 of the last 8. At 4 or better, he is at minus 325. So at 5 or better, I want to say it was around, again, like minus 120, 140, something like that. So a little bit better if you want to take him at 5, just a little bit more risk. Similar games on the season, he has gone over that 5 line in most of them. He missed against Detroit, Indiana, Washington, and Detroit. So again, these similarity scores, they do change by matchup. They change by location. Last 5, last 10 games, different rolling averages are put in there along with what they've actually output, and that's how that's put together. The next one I'm going to look at is going to be Banchero. I thought he looked pretty good for 8 rebounds. 8 rebounds would put you at about minus 190. I think 9 would put you into plus money. So at 7, these ones right here would be 8. So he's hit 8 or better in 4 of the last 5. He's hit 8 or better. And let's see, that's 8 of the last 11. So it looks pretty good to me. He missed against Indiana. He missed against the Lakers. And he missed against Washington. Against the most similar matchups, Detroit, Washington, and Cleveland, Charlotte, New York. And when you're wondering why Washington is in there, pace is also part of that, especially for the rebound calculation. So while they may not be a Detroit team, they do play similar paces to that. Similar offensive rebound, defensive rebound statistics could be in there too. So it's not all just what you watch when you're on TV. It's a lot of just math behind the scenes. But again, he's predicted at 8.4. So I think if you want to take him at 8, that is over what the model has. It is a playoff game. So unless he gets into foul trouble, I think he should easily clear that line. He's been doing really good recently. So Banchero is another one that I think is someone you could take. Here's one I'm a little on the fence on. I think it looks so good, but I bet on his Houston game when he put up 0. So I'm going to put Paul George at 3 since he's come back. If you look at the overall, so here was his first game back after suspension. He hit that line in 7 straight, but he's only hit it in 1 of the last 3. He was shooting in this game. He just had 0, but that was on the road too. He seems to be doing better at home, especially since his suspension. So overall, last 25 games, he's averaging 2.8, and he's hit 3 in 56% of those games. The model has him at 2.5. On the full season, he's hit that line in 48.6% of the games, and he's averaging 2.7. So if you go to just the home statistics, his average drops by a little bit. The hit rate still isn't great. It's just the more recent games, 4 of the last 6 ever since his suspension, and then including the 2 home games before that, he's been really good at home on threes. The green dots, the blue dots are the higher ones. So looking at that, thinking about the playoff atmosphere, is really where I'm at. He did only have one against Milwaukee. He also only played 20 minutes. I would expect him to play a lot more. The most similar games, if you look at home games, New York, he did struggle. He had 0. Houston, he had 2 at home. Washington, he had 4. And then he had 0 against Miami all the way back in November. So, beginning of the season, he was struggling a little bit. Anyway, he came on hot, got suspended, and then he still come back pretty hot. So, I do like Paul George. The odds aren't good enough for 2 because he's been hot since he came back. In that 0 game, the last 3 games, he just hasn't been as good. I still think he's going to do all right with Embiid out. He should get the looks. So I think I'll probably end up rolling with it. Just a little bit undecided at this point. Last one I'm going to look at for this game is going to be Paolo Banchero for his assists. So overall, he's had 5 or more assists in 55.6% of the overall games, averaging 5.2. The most recent 25 games, he's averaging about half an assist better, 5.6. And the hit rate is much better, about 17% better. If you go to the away games, he's hit this line in 60. It's pretty close overall and on the last 25. About 60% on the hit rate, about 5.8 on the average. The model has him just over 5 at 5.2. So on the road, obviously, this last game against Boston with 11. What was it we looked at earlier? Suggs with his 3s went off against Boston. So I'm sure some of those assists came from there. So, but the last 4 have been 5 or better on it. 7 of the last 8 have been 5 or better. And 8 of the last 10 have been 5 or better. No, 7 of the last 9. Right? Yeah, 7 of the last 9 have been 5 or better. So the 2 green dots are 5 or better. The most recent blue dots have been very good. With Wagner back, I think that should open things up a little bit more. He was hitting it before pretty steadily, so, or at least to the 4. So I do like Banchero for 5. His odds for 5 assists were at minus 165. So pretty good for a parlay, or even if you wanted to straight it or move it down to 4 and play it with just a small other piece, would probably be pretty decent too. So now I'm going to go here. Let me just go back and we'll look at the Clippers game from the main page. So it does have the Clippers predicted to win 124 to 110. So way over that spread. The total, again, just like the Orlando game, way over on the total for the model. So it's thinking there's going to be a lot of scoring. So with the adjustments, it adjusted the Clippers a lot more. It gave them, let's see. So it took them from about 117 predicted up to 124. So it looks like Vegas is still kind of keeping it at the regular season model type predictions. That's what they are expecting. Because if you look at that, it's at 227, so a little bit closer. And the spread is at about 7-8 points, so closer there too. After I had my models do the postseason updates, put those layers in, it adjusted it more in the Clippers' favor. So one thing is that obviously Golden State has been injured all season long, and this is about the healthiest they've been in months for sure, probably since like December. So I do think the model could be a little bit confused on the Golden State team just because of that lack of information of just how they're going to play. So we'll check out Kawhi first for 3-pointers. So he will be at home. Overall in the season, almost 71% hit rate for hitting 2 or better. Most recent 25, just under that 68%. Both is averaging about 2.5. The model actually has him at 3.3 on the prediction. So if you wanted to go up and play this at 3, the model supports it. But the odds for 2 are decent. They're minus 250. So it is a pretty good parlay piece. So at home, he's had this been over 80% on both the full season home games, averaging 3. And same on the most recent 25, still averaging 3 exactly. And the hit rate goes up slightly. So for 2, he has hit this line in, 3, 7, 10 of the last 11 games. If you wanted to go up to 3, it would take it from 79.5% probability to about a 60% probability. So it would be pretty good for a single option, still over that 50% mark, but way more misses, especially on the home. So I like him at 2. I like him for a parlay piece. And then I guess if you want to look at the most similar games down here, he's had 5, 3, only 1 against Denver, 1 against Sacramento, and 0 against Golden State way back in January, and 1 against Golden State way back in October. These teams have changed quite a bit. Obviously, Garland opens things up for him more than he was having for most of the season. Matherin's been pretty good for them too, so I don't think there should be an issue with him getting the shots. Obviously, he missed it early in the season against them a couple of times, but that doesn't worry me too much. A lot has changed in that time. So I'm going to look at Porzingis for, let's see, I have him written down for rebounds at 5. So if we look at his overall rebounds on the season, he has hit this line in 63% of the games, and he's averaging just about 5.5. The most recent 25, it is a little bit lower on the average, right at 5. Hit rate slightly under, but only 3% less, still at 60%, and that is pretty good. The model has him at 5.5 on the prediction, so it does have him over. And if you look at this, he has hit this in 9 of the last 10 games. So recently he's been really good, although I guess he has been back for a decent amount of time, missing just a game here and there. But yeah, he's been doing really well since he's come back from injury. So right here, he missed 2 of those first 3, and he's gone 9 of 10 since then. If you want to look at just the away games, he will be on the road. So on the away, he's played 18 games, and he's hit this line in 72% of the games, averaging 5.8 in that time. So his hit rate and average are actually better on the road by quite a bit. So that looks pretty good. He's hit that in 6 of the last 7. He's hit it in 10 of the last 12. And he's only missed that line on the road in 5 games overall out of those 18. So 13 out of 18 games, he's hit that line of 5. So 5 rebounds for him was at minus 325. Wasn't it great for odds? I do think there is a possibility he goes over. I think 6, 7, possibly 8. He just got 8. Kawhi didn't play in that game. I'm not sure who all didn't play in that. But, I mean, the possibility's there. I do think he can go up to 6 or 7. I'm not sure I would play him at 8. I think that would be a little bit risky. He hasn't really shown he's going up that high very often. But I do think he could go to 6 or 7. I would play him at 5. I would just piece them together, maybe with Kawhi's 2 threes or something, or maybe one of these other ones that I'm about to go through you'll like a little bit better. So Draymond Green, I think his best option today is assists. The model likes him for rebounds as well, but when I was looking at it, I just thought the assists, especially with Porzingis, with Steph Curry coming back, I think this is your best option. So overall, he's hit this in 7 of the last 8 games, and some of these games he's gone 10 and above. So I do like it. He's projected to hit 6 in the game. The overall games, he has hit this in 62% of the games, even with all the injuries, and he's averaged 5.6 on the season. If you look at the most recent 25 games, goes up 10% on the hit rate and goes up about a half an assist on the average. If you want to go to away, it goes up even more. He's actually hit this in 80% of his last 25 road games, and he's averaging 6.1 in that time. On the full season, 72% on the hit rate, and he's averaging 5.8. So for 5 assists, this is another minus 325. I think this is one where you would probably want to take him at 6. The model has him at 6. And I mean, like I said, with all of the injuries they've had and everything, for him to already be projected there, and then to have Curry come back in a playoff environment, I think 6 would be a very good way to go. That would get you under minus 200. Very, very decent odds on that one. And he can go a little bit higher. Let's see. So if we look at all of his games that are comparable, so he had 1 against Phoenix, a couple 4s here, but a lot of these are 5 or better, 6 or better, 12 against the Clippers back in January. And that was a banged up Golden State team, and he still got 12 against them. Again, different Clippers team too. Garland wouldn't have been there. So looks good, but like I said, that was my favorite one for him. Rebounds, it didn't look like a matchup that I necessarily liked as much. So the next one I'm gonna look at is gonna be Benedict Mathurin. So on the full season, he is averaging 17.6 points. Some of that was with Indiana. He's hit this line of 15 in 2/3 of his games. Last 25 games, he's hit it a little bit better, 68%, and averaging pretty much the exact same. The model has him predicted at 17, but you can actually get his 12 points for minus 120. So, playoff environment, he does come off the bench. Perhaps he doesn't play as much. Um, that would actually help you out to take it down. That's 5 points that the model's given as an edge right there on that 12. And for minus 120, you can still buy that down. You could get him at 10 at pretty decent odds. A lot of that probably is, I'm sure he's been injured recently. He hasn't been as good since he's come back necessarily. He did just put up 20 against Golden State in the last game. So, I mean, he definitely can do it if he's full, ready to go. If you look at the home, I mean, he's hit this line in 64% of the most recent 25 home games. And on the season, again, a lot of the season would have more Indiana stats, but it's actually better on points and hit rate. If you want to look at most comparable games, the last game he just played, 20 points against them. He's broken 20 a few times. He had 17 against Golden State. That was also with the Clippers. So both games with the Clippers against Golden State, he's been 17 or better. The model likes him at 17. You can get him at 12 for minus 120. I think this is one of your better options. I actually took him um, at 12 points and 4 rebounds, and I got him at like plus 230 or something like that. And then I looked at his rebound points and rebounds as a combo, and 18 was like plus 135. So I think if you're going to do his combo points and rebounds, I would do it separately, to be honest. I mean, he just had 9 rebounds against them. Again, Kawhi didn't play. He's going to take some rebounds and stuff. Maybe he plays a little bit less. So go back to this, what was it, the second of, so here was the last game. He still had 7 in that game. So I think points and rebounds is a good option, but I think you should play it separate. If you don't like that idea, maybe round robin it and play it separate. Do them as singles and go up as high as you think he's gonna, as high as you think he will actually go. If you think it's 13, 14, I think 13 and 14 points are plus money on that, and I'm quite sure 5 rebounds is plus money. So even if you think he'll just get 4, obviously he's had some drop off where he doesn't get it, but I think that's a lot of injuries. I think this is a playoff game. He's at home. He's going to be aggressive. If you look at the home, he is slightly more consistent, or at least slightly more upside. So if you want to do, I wouldn't blame you points and rebounds, comboing them together. I just don't think you're going to get as much value if he gets points and rebounds. I think you'd be better going for just points if you think he's going to be better at points, or just rebounds if you think he's going to struggle with points but get rebounds, which, I mean, that's not at all the way I would go. But yeah, points looks like the best for me. You're going to get plus money from 13 up, and he's been 17 plus in both matchups. So didn't mean to exit out of that. Let me get back in and figure out who else I have to do. So, all right, I'm going to look at Pajemski. Obviously, Curry's back. Porzingis is back. This is going to take a hit for him. But you can get him at 12 points for minus 250. I think 15 points is plus odds for him. He did only score 10 points in the last game against them. He also only played 20 minutes. So unless his minutes are just getting cut back like that because of Curry, which I don't necessarily think so. I think they were probably trying to give him a little bit of a break considering he's been the workhorse all season long. I think he'll get back in there. I think 12 points is very, very reasonable. If you look at overall on the season, he's averaging 13.8. He's hit 12 in, or he's hit 15 in 42.5% of those games. If you look at the most recent 25, all of that goes up. Points average goes up by 4. Hit rate goes up by 25. If you look at the road games, he has struggled a little bit more on the road on the hit rate. That average is still at 14. So for 12 points, I still think there's a little bit on that you can get. Obviously, these green dots are down a little bit lower. I don't like that. The green dots are the closest games by similarity score. Blue dots are the next closest. He's been okay there. And he's just been, I think, in this environment, I think they're going to open it up. I would expect this to be higher scoring than I think they're giving him credit for. in Vegas. I like the over on this. So I think Pajemski's going to score. I think 10 points in 21 minutes. He can definitely get another 2 points in what I would expect to be at least another 8 to 10 minutes on the game. So I think that's another solid option for you. We'll just go with Steph real quick. Look at his 3-pointers. It's given him only a 42% chance to hit 4. I think that this is a very attainable goal for him, especially in the playoffs. So if you look at a lot of the games, we can go down here, look at the most similar games. Any game he missed 4, he was playing 27, 25 minutes, 25. So when he's getting close to that 30-minute mark and better, he's hitting 4 or more. I would fully expect him to be playing full minutes today. You can get him at 4 threes for minus 175. Playoff Steph. I do think you could see him get to the 5, get to the 6, get to the 7. If he's getting open looks, you know he's going to fire the ball. I think he's probably got some of the freshest legs out there. And for a shooter at this point in the season, that's going to be really good for him. So I think 4, you can take him, minus 175. Model hasn't predicted only at 3.3. A lot of that's just going to be because of him being out so much in the season. All of these lower games, but like I said, a lot of that was minutes driven. When he gets the minutes, when he gets the looks, he's going to take it. So on the season, most recent 25 games, he is averaging 4 in that time, and he's hit 4 or more in 64% of the games. Even on the full season overall, over 2/3 of the games, he's hit 4 or more. He's averaging 4.4. So I think that would be a very solid option for Steph if you're looking for a 3-pointer line for him. And then my last one I'm going to look at is going to be John Collins. I liked his rebounds for 5. So it's giving him a 66% chance almost for the 5 line. If you look at his overall season, he's only averaging 5.3, and he's hit it in 56.5% of the games. But if you look at the most recent 25, he's averaging 6, and he's hit that in 72% of the game. The model's giving him 5.9. You can get his 5 rebounds for minus 130 right now. If you look at this, he's had some very high upside. This one would have been that last game. He had 9 in just 21 minutes against them just the other day. So that looks pretty solid to me. He does have some dips down here, but if you pull up the home, he only has 1 miss of 5 since January 12th. So what is that? 5, 6, 7, 11, 14 out of the last 15 games. He's hit 5 or more when he's played at home. So that's one of the things I'm looking at. I think that looks really good. At home, he is averaging 6. He's hit that in 60, hit 5 or more in 69% of the games, 5 or more in 76% of the most recent 25, and he's averaging 6.3 in that time. So again, I think this one, Curry, Mathurin, Pajemski, I think all of those are honestly a lot of the ones I went over in this game. I think Porzingis and Green, just for the value, are the ones I would leave off, but those other 5 look really solid to me. So let me know what you think. See which games you like. See which props you like. Leave them in the comments. Check out the website. See what you like about it. Check out other props that are on there. And good luck.